Hello, I can't remember if I've told you this or not, probably not, but I'm actually living on my own at the moment and have been doing so for about a week. So my wife and daughter, they have moved back to my wife's parents' house. And this is quite a common thing, or so I'm led to believe, in Japan, where an expectant mother will move back to her parents' house for around a month for help with the newborn baby or for help looking after any existing children. So because of this, I've been on my own for about a week now, and I thought I would tell you my thoughts about it. Initially, when they both moved out and I was left on my own, it was a very unusual feeling. The entire flat felt very, very quiet, as you can imagine, but it felt empty, sort of devoid of life. So, I don't know, we don't have a lot of furniture and things like that in our flat. So, do you know how if you go into a house and it doesn't have much furniture in it, it sort of feels a bit like a show house, a show home? One of those houses you can take a walk around and, for the purpose of selling the house. And it's like an example, like you could style it like this, and it looks nice and sort of modern, but it doesn't look like anyone lives there. I think our flat looks a bit like that. Not that we have like fancy furniture or anything in it, but we just have so little, like just the basics we need, that it has that kind of feeling to it. It feels a bit like a bit empty in some sense. And so when you take the people out of it, it really does feel empty. And so all of a sudden, my routine just completely disappeared. It really did. And the reason for that is because the routine is pretty much based entirely around my daughter. And that's how much things change when you have a child or children. Everything you do is sort of based around them. So if you do have any free time, which is a rare occasion these days, then it's free time when they're sleeping or something like that. That's the only free time you get, when they're sleeping, really. I mean, perhaps there's a bit of free time when they're playing, entertaining themselves, playing with their own toys or something, but you always have to keep an eye on them, especially my daughter, because she likes to eat everything still. She's still at that age where she eats everything, including her own books. So even when she's playing nicely by herself, you always have to keep an eye on her. So free time, true free time, only really happens when they're sleeping. And then, of course, you have to sort of keep one ear open. If you can keep an ear open, I know you can keep one eye open, and that's a phrase. I've never heard of keeping an ear open, but it sort of works. I mean, you have to listen out, just in case they've woken up or that kind of thing. So actual, true, 100%, me time just for myself, where you just think about whatever you want to do yourself, it just completely disappeared. And then all of a sudden, it came back when my wife and daughter moved out. And it was such a weird feeling. It was, I remember just sitting down on the sofa, and it was just quiet, and there was nothing to do. And just thinking, what on earth am I going to do now? I've got all of this time, hours until I go to bed. What am I going to do? And I probably did what most people would do, and just put the television on, because there were a few things that I wanted to watch that I hadn't been able to watch. Because whenever I watch television, I watch it with my wife, and so that means that we're watching a program with subtitles, usually English program or a US program, and then we've got some Japanese subtitles. But I wanted to watch some stuff on the BBC iPlayer, and that only has subtitles in English, which is a bit hard, depending on the topic, for my wife to follow along with, especially if it's like a sci-fi sort of thing. So we don't tend to watch that. So I've taken this opportunity to catch up on a few things that I wanted to watch, and those have been Doctor Who, and a show called Detectorists. And I've been enjoying watching them both. It's been nice. It's been pretty relaxing. I mean, we have recently been watching some TV together, me and my wife, when my daughter goes off to sleep. And it's just like one episode of something a night. There's no other TV apart from that. But there is, but that's for my daughter. She loves Pingu. And her probably second favourite thing that she watches is Shaun the Sheep. And she's allowed to watch about an hour of that every day. Anyway, back on topic. So yes, I suddenly found myself with all this time on my hands, and apart from watching the TV, I've been reading books. I've been recording podcasts more, as you can imagine. What else have I been? Ooh, I've even been playing a computer game. I picked up Tears of the Kingdom, The Legend of Zelda again, which I realised I hadn't played for over about a year and a half. Partially because I just sort of got bored of it, and mostly because my daughter was born, and all the sort of free time, the me time, just disappeared. So that's been fun. I've got mixed feelings about computer games. Whenever I play them, I sort of feel like, a bit guilty, like, ooh, I should be, I don't know, doing something more productive. But then again, I never really feel that when I'm reading a book. I don't feel guilty about reading books. Why is that? But yeah, for computer games, I do feel a bit guilty sometimes. Like, like I said, like I should be doing something more productive with my time. But at the same time, I've been enjoying it, and it's been like a good way to de-stress. I mean, it's the final, the final week at work. So it's a bit stressful, but not as stressful as I thought it would be. But still, spending a lot of time thinking about the future and all of that kind of stuff, and money and things like that. So yeah, it's been a good way to de-stress playing that game. Anyway, the first day, the first couple of days, it just felt so empty and quiet, and I miss them a lot. But if I'm perfectly honest, as time went on, and I'm sure this is only just because it's a novelty, it's something new, and all of a sudden I've got all of this free time back, I have been enjoying it a bit, which does sound like a bit of a horrible thing to say, doesn't it, really? Saying that I've been enjoying the fact that I've been separated from my wife and daughter. That's not exactly the case. I mean, I still miss them, obviously. But because my parents-in-law live, my wife's parents live so close to us, I've been able to visit them most days. So I haven't been missing them as much as I would if, I wasn't able to see them, of course. But I have been enjoying all the time that I've got back for myself, and it's made me realize, just how much things change when you have a child, and all that time sort of gets reallocated to looking after the child, or I don't know, reordered, restructured by the child's existence in your house. I guess I've realized that I'm also the kind of person who likes their own time. Well, I suppose I've always known that, but this has sort of proved it again, or reminded me of it again. I mean, I wouldn't say that I like living alone. I can do it, but I definitely prefer to live with people. But just having some time during the day to just have a break from everything and, I don't know, a couple of hours or something, and just do what I want to do for a couple of hours, I think is probably an important thing. And I very much doubt it's just me. I'm sure it'd be the same for my wife and other people as well. But yeah, I mean, one of the things that's difficult, I would say, I find difficult about living here, is that we're living in a flat and not a house. And the nice thing about a house is that you've got that upstairs. And that creates, because there's like 2 layers, that creates like a sort of separation. You know, if ever I was to go upstairs, it's like the activity was always happening downstairs, and I just went upstairs, and upstairs was the quiet place. You know, it's often just like me just upstairs and no one else. So that created like a sort of, well, like I say, a barrier. But when you're living in a flat, there, you know, obviously there is an upstairs, but it doesn't belong to me. I can't go there. But you know, there's no separation, and the flats in Japan, all the doors, they're like paper thin. I mean, if you've ever been into a caravan, on a caravan holiday or whatever, or maybe you've owned a caravan, I don't know, the doors are like really light and very flimsy. And that's what all the doors seem to be like in Japan. They don't have big, heavy, solid wood doors. So they don't block out much sound either. So you don't really feel like shut off. You don't really get peace and quiet over here. So, yeah, I've been enjoying peace and quiet. I've been enjoying having my own time, just sitting down and just thinking, what on earth am I going to do next? It's such a novelty. It's such a new thing to be able to do that again. So I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I mean, obviously, you know, my wife's going to come back, my daughter's going to come back, and another daughter's going to come back. So it's going to be like the complete opposite again. Instead of having all this free time, I'm just going to be having even less time than I had before. Things are going to be even busier and crazier. So yeah, I hope I get, you know, enough relaxation out of this free time. But my poor wife, she's not had any of this time. She's you know, still looking after my daughter with the help of her parents, though. But yeah, I don't. In the future, it would be nice if there's some way that we can both have our own free time a bit more in the day, even just like an hour where you just do whatever you want to do. But like, and I mean like a fully separated hour, not just like, ooh, I'll go away and then I don't know, I'll get called back, or I'll hear my daughter crying and I'll go in and I'll see what the matter is, and you know, that kind of thing. Like actual real, I can just focus on my own stuff separation. Probably impossible really in a flat. But I don't know. I'd like to suggest something like that to my wife when she's back, just because I think it'd be good for the both of us. I don't know. See if we can work something out. Anyway, there you go. That's been my life lately. It's been a huge change, and obviously I am missing my family. But I can't deny I've also been enjoying this all this time to myself as well. But like I say, it's a new thing, you know. It's a new feeling at the moment, and I imagine that given enough time, I mean, this is probably going to be like around a month that they're both away, and I should imagine by the end of the month, all of this novelty will, you know, I'll be getting quite tired of it and just wishing they were both back. Anyway, that is it for today, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Until next time, bye-bye.